Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to show you guys how I got this purple blue smoky eye. If you're interested, just keep watching. So the first thing that I always do is prime my eyes, and I'm going to be using this MAC paint pot in Lay and Low, and I'm just going to use a brush to just put this all over my eyelid. After I put it on with the brush, I'm just going to use my finger to kind of blend it out, make it a little bit more seamless before I put a shadow on top. The next thing I'm going to go in with is the Tarte Pro palette. I can't remember, I think this is the second one, and I'm going to take this natural skin tone color and I'm just going to put that all over my eyelid as a base for the colors that I'll be using. So the next thing that I'm going to go in with is this Magenta color from the James Charles palette called Love That. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start placing that into my crease. I'm just going to start tapping it first, and then little by little I'm going to kind of start to blend that out. So now after I'm done blending that out, I'm going to take this next color, which is called Cola, which is a royal blue color, also from the James Charles palette, and I'm going to also start putting that into my crease. And instead of kind of blending it up, I'm going to start to blend it just back and forth in the crease and a little bit lower onto my actual lid. So all I'm gonna do now is I'm not gonna pick up any extra product or anything on my brush. I'm just gonna use what's left over and just kind of blend those two shadows together. All I'm using the blue for is just to darken the crease, and I'm also gonna wing it out a little bit and on that outer corner. And now what I'm gonna do is take the color Playground from the same palette onto a flat brush, and I'm going to start packing this all over my lid. All I'm gonna do is keep repeating the same steps until I get the color that I want, just making sure that it's kind of blended into that darker blue color, not bringing it anywhere above that royal blue. Now I'm going to go back in with that deeper blue, and I'm going to start to blend the two colors together, kind of joining that lighter blue into the darker blue into the magenta color. Now I'm going to go into the next color color, which is Brother, and it's a mix between that darker royal blue and the lighter blue color, and I'm just gonna place this all over my lid. The combination between this one and that lighter blue color I just really liked, and I just blend this in, and I'm just gonna keep repeating the same steps over and over until I'm able to completely pack this onto the lid. And now for the brow bone highlight, I'm going to take the color Face and the color Ring Light, and I'm just going to pop those right under my brow. And what I like to do is just place this on there first, and then I'll go through and kind of blend the magenta color and those shimmer colors together. And now I'm taking my Stila waterproof liquid liner. I really like this just when I'm gonna line the top of my lashes. I don't really use this for wing liner, just to kind of give my eye a little bit more definition before I put my false lashes on. And of course I'm going to be taking the NARS Climax mascara. I use this mascara all the time, and I'm just going to coat my lashes probably once or twice just to lift and curl my lashes. But I don't put too much more on because I am going to put false lashes on. And now for lashes. These are my Lillylashes in the style Miami, my favorite ones. You can use these for every look. And now I'm going to go into my foundation. I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild foundation and the L'Oreal Matte Infallible. I always like to mix the Matte Infallible with any foundation because I do have a very oily T-zone, so this just kind of helps to keep it a little bit more matte. And for concealer, I am using the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. I know I have a bunch of these little travel size concealers. I'm just trying to use them up. I just like to go in with this one. I don't like to put as much concealer. I don't like to go in really heavy with it just because of how thick it is. You don't really need a lot. And then with the same damp beauty sponge, I'm gonna go in with that flat side, and I'm gonna dip it into my hourglass powder, and I'm just gonna start to place that on top of the concealer just to start baking and setting that concealer in. And while that powder is setting, I'm gonna go in on the rest of my face, putting this concealer into my smile lines, my chin, my cupid's bow, anywhere that I want to kind of brighten up. And then I'm gonna go back in with my beauty sponge again while it's still damp, and I'm just gonna start blending that powder in, pushing it into the skin. I found that this really sets my concealer nicely, and it doesn't leave me with any like creasing or dry patches, and I just really like the way it sets the rest of my face as well. And then to set the rest of my face, I'm going in with my Charlotte Tilbury face powder and just putting this all over the rest of my face where I don't have concealer or that hourglass setting powder. And for bronzer, I'm going to be taking my Hourglass bronzer. As you can tell, I'm a huge Hourglass fan. I love all the Hourglass products that I have. And I'm just going to lightly, oh my gosh, I can't talk. Lightly brush this into my cheekbones. I don't have very defined cheekbones, so I just kind of place it wherever I can feel that hollowness, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna kind of carve out my cheeks using the Hourglass translucent powder. One of the reasons I do like to do this is because sometimes, like I said, I don't really have really defined cheekbones, so sometimes I can bring my bronzer down a little bit too far and it just kind of just does not define my face very well. So I do like to do this to clean up that bronzer. And now I'm going in with blush, which Milani is one of my favorite blushes to use. This one I believe is in Romantic Rose. I'm not for sure. I'm gonna list it below, but I do just like to go in lightly and blend this into my bronzer. starting at the apples of my cheek and just kind of bringing it up. So once I'm done with the blush, I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna blend out that translucent powder. And what I like to do is just blend this into my bronzer, kind of using it to blend the bronzer and the blush together, just in case if I went too heavy-handed with one of them. It just makes it look a little bit softer. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to finish up the eyes, and I'm going to take the magenta color again, and I'm going to use that first to kind of smoke out my lower lash line. So I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna quickly do it on both eyes. As you can see, I'm gonna do it very quickly. And then after I'm done blending it out, I'm gonna go in with the next color, kind of repeating the steps that I did on the top of my eye. I'm just gonna repeat it on the bottom. So I'm going in with that deeper royal blue shade again, and I'm gonna put this closer to my lower lash line, and I'm gonna kind of blend it up to marry it with the outer corner on top. So what I'm going to do is go back in with that same brush that I used the first time, and I'm going to blend the magenta and that royal blue color together. And now I'm going to go in for my inner quarter highlight, and I'm going to use the same colors that I used for the brow bone, just to kind of keep the same colors together. And I'm just placing this in my inner corner. I like to blend it up into kind of like that darker blue into the magenta, just so it doesn't look like it was just put on there, and it just looks a little bit more blended out. And then I'm going in with this black eyeliner. I've had this forever. I really love it because it is just very, very black. And I'm gonna put this on my top waterline. So because this is a darker smoky eye, I am going to put this black color onto my lower waterline. It would also, I think, would look really pretty if I had a blue eyeliner to put on the bottom. It would kind of make the eye pop a little bit more, especially because I do have brown eyes. Blues do help, along with purples, to make brown eyes pop a little bit more. And now for my favorite highlighter ever, Bathe by Iluvsarahii and Dose of Colors. I think I've used this on here before, but this is one of my absolute favorite highlighters. It is a little bit of a mauve champagne color, I want to say, but I feel like this does pair very nicely with this eye look. So something that I do like to do after I'm done putting my highlighter on is spray my face with either Fix Plus or the Morphe continuous setting spray, and then after I've sprayed my face, I'll go back in with another layer of highlight. Yes, I do like to put 2 layers of highlight on. I love it. Don't judge me. After I'm done with my highlighter, I'm gonna go in on lips, and I'm using the lip pencil in Frenchie by Morphe and Dose of Colors Iluvsarahii Nude Chicka liquid lipstick. These two are my favorite to pair together. And that's it. That completes this look. I hope you guys liked it. Thank you for watching another video. Please like it, subscribe. If not, bye.